Okay, here we go. Let's talk about the Might deck. That's the red color-coded Might deck. I'm going to go over the bad first. Now, I've played 400 to 500 matches of this game, and most of them are using the red Might deck. And if you're wondering why, this is the deck that the Lord Jesus is giving me grace to play. It's all about grace. I'm trying to flow with His grace in every area of my life, day and night, flowing with His grace. And I had grace to play the Might red deck, and now He's taking it away, and let me explain why. First of all, the Might deck has no hidden cards, no speed cards, no ambush cards, no hunter cards that go face. They have no lethal cards. I mean, where's the love for Might? They're lacking all of those different kinds of cards. Here's something else to point out. A lot of their cards are so weak. Take a look at this. We got a 0 here. We've got a 1 here. We've got a 1 here. We have a 1 here. A 1 here. A 0 here. But let's continue. We have a 1 here and a 1 here. Do you know how easy Batman can do 1 damage? Even a bronze cost Harvey Bullock card, Harvey Bullock from Batman, can do 1 damage. There are multiple ways to do 1 or 2 damage in the game. I can't tell you how weak these are. And that's a major problem. But then let's continue. Let's take a look at the leaders. Superman, he's good. Every 3 turns, he does 7 damage and is invincible. I mean, that's really good. Of course, I'm under a demonic attack in my chest. That happens quite often when I'm recording. Don't be surprised if you're under a demonic attack when you're trying to do some ministry work. Here's Wonder Woman. Every 2 turns, she can hit for 3 damage and give the card in front of her 1+1. That's pretty good. I mean, this is not bad. Aquaman. Every 3 turns, he does 3 damage and he summons a sea creature. And some of the sea creatures are really cool. I mean, this is good. Then he gives friendly sea creatures everywhere 1+1. On paper, that is really, really good. But here's the problem. Let's look up sea creatures. Excuse me. There's none. There's no sea creatures in the game. None. Here's energy, tactics, anarchy, tyranny. There's no sea creatures in the game. The devs, the developers, have not created any really cool sea creatures with some incredible artwork. Now, you might be thinking, well, Garrett, what about the Throne of Atlantis? It's too slow. This is a silver cost card, and when you play it, you're putting nothing on the board. You lose tempo by playing this. Now, Aquaman could be really cool if there were some sea creatures in the game. So, going back to the leaders, right here, they have potential. They're not the problem. The problem is the deck. The deck is the problem. Now, what does Might have? Might has shields. Let me show you what that means. Jimmy Olsen has shield, but a 0. Crypto has shield, but it's a 1. Shield guard, but it's a 1. Kong can get shields, but it's a 1. Supergirl has a shield, but she's only a 5/5 with the gold cost. Her activation is okay. So even their shields are so weak. It's a major problem with the Might deck. Excuse me. So what is good about this deck? They have some powerful cards. Let's take a look at a couple. They're hard to find. Here's the Monitor, a 3/4. Wildcat, a 3/2. Remember, these are bronze cost. A 5 cost here with only 1 health. We're looking for some of their powerful cards. A 7, a 6, a Frankenstein 7. What else is really powerful? Big Barda, Highfather. This card has single-handedly won me a bunch of games. 7, a 7. That's about it. Now, does Might have any special cards? Cards that are so good, they stand above the rest. Like, for example, this is a good card, a 3/3 with Aura. That's a good card, but it's not special. What is special in this deck? Clark Kent is special. If you keep him alive, that card's broken. What else is special? Lobo. If you can get him to activate, this is a special card. But getting him to activate can be quite a problem, because when you play Lobo, your opponent is going to do everything that they humanly can to get rid of him. So why am I playing this Might deck? It's all grace. Let me give you an example about God's grace. We live here in Vero Beach, Florida, and we have a Chick-fil-A a couple blocks away. And we were going there so often because their food is inexpensive and it tastes really good. That's God's grace. But then after a while, he took away the grace and we got sick of it. We got sick of going there. That is Jesus taking away his grace to go there. Then, a month later, he sends grace again, and I can go there all the time again. Everything is being dominated by God's grace one way or another. So he's been sending me grace to play this red Might deck, but I lost so many matches last night because we got no Hunter, no Hidden, no Lethal, no Ambush, no Speed, and no something else I forgot. Hunter or Hidden or Lethal, can't remember which one it was. We don't have any of those. All we have are shields on some very weak cards. Can we find a couple more special cards? This will be special when they add a bunch of sea creatures. Right now, it's not special. Highfather is a special card. That's really cool. A 12/12 with Aura. Power Girl, special card. Let's continue. Superman, which I don't own, special card. Wonder Woman, very special card. Well, everybody, the grace of the Lord is gone. I'm done with Might decks for a while. Will I go back to them? That's up to Jesus. If he wants me to go back, he'll send grace. If he doesn't want me to go back, he will not have me go back. One more card before I give this deck a rating. This is a very special card if you have a lot of recruits on the battlefield. If you have 4 down there, they get 2+2 and shield. That's a great card, but the problem is it's too situational. I mean, how many times do we have 4 cards on the battlefield? Normally we have 0 to 2 cards on the battlefield, and then Truth and Justice is not all that great anymore. All right, let's give the Might deck a rating. I'm going to give the deck a 5 out of 10. It's an average, it's a below average deck. In fact, it's the worst in the game. Out of Might, Energy, Tactics, Anarchy, and Tyranny, Might is the worst in the game. Very few people are playing a pure Might deck. So 5 out of 10, worst in the game. The leaders. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go to leaders. There we go. Leaders. I'm going to give the leaders, right now with no sea creatures, a 6 out of 10. Because there's no sea creatures in the game. 6 out of 10. Riding on Superman's back. When they add sea creatures, they're going to be a 7 or a 7.5 out of 10. Right now, 6 out of 10. The Might deck is not too good. As I say goodbye, flow with the grace of the Lord Jesus. Go where He wants you to go. Work where He wants you to work a job. Move when He wants you to move. Date or marry the person He commands you to date and marry. Flow with His grace the best you can day and night. It doesn't matter if it's a really important thing in your life or if it's not even that important at all. Like which heroes to use. You know why? The Lord loves you if you're a chosen one. And if you're a chosen one, everything in your life is important. Flow with His grace.